すり切れ落語お客様の笑顔キラリキラリ声わははサンシャイン落語その話の中に光る光るすご技がサンシャイントロント生まれのサンシャイン劇作家だったサンシャイン興味持った日本文化歌舞伎との来日5年でサンシャイン落語に恋したサンシャインそのおかげで出会えた人生の刺繍100年ぶりの外国人の落語家誕生フレンチ英語使って笑わす老若男女貧乏のセンス座布団最初はお辞儀から枕ポン大王子のぼだこの笑いには遥か彼方フロムカナダ来たよ桂サンシャイン落語でいざ世界中を照らす桂サンシャインそう私桂サンシャインでございます。
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I am Katsura Sunshine, and it is wonderful to be here with you today. I'm just going to check our mic situation here. I think that's better. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Straighten that tie there. It is the first show of the year, so I'm going to take a look at your comments right off the bat before we start here. And then I got a funny story for you today, and then we'll have a little bit of an uchiage. But I'm going to do a little bit differently today. I'm going to look at the comments at the beginning because you never know what's happening at the beginning. I'm not completely set up properly here, so maybe you can't hear me. Grease from Ottawa. Good morning, Sunshine Sun. Good morning. Sadly, U.S. Prime Minister. Okay, we got this UK Prime Minister. Okay, let's hit that later. Ohayou gozaimasu. Everything okay? Good evening, good morning. We got our aisatsus going. Toronto definitely is in the house. We are certainly doing it. I still got to get a sound effect for that, right? Erikin Rafaela-san. Emma-san. Happy New Year in Edo, Tokyo. Happy New Year, guys. Germany, 3:03 a.m. Very precise. Very precise. It's not 3 in the morning. It's 3:03 a.m., which would make it now 3:06 a.m., I guess. Sorry for the little bit late start. Another charlatan in the house. Nicely done. Rough New Year's Eve. No, I was cleaning my home. Nothing at all. But we'll talk about that later. Okay, guys, so it looks like we're okay. Very excited to see my first live Rakugo. Violet, Sky, Divers on. Oh, okay. So were you a bit late last time, or I don't know what happened, but anyway, this is I wish and I hope Leho-san were with us right now, because this is a little bit of a crazy story, which came from a comment or a kind of a suggestion that our regular member Leho-san threw in last time. I thought I might be doing this next week, but I think I'm going to do this story this week. So just make sure we got the two angles going here, and they're both the same mic, right? Yeah, okay. Pretty nicely set up here. Pretty nicely set up today with the cameras, and my voice feels good. And I'm hoping the mics are okay. I maybe should test the mics out once. I don't like to wear these. when I'm performing, but I'll put them on for the uchiage after. Because a little bit sounds like it's okay. Anyway, should be fine, right? So yeah, just launch right into the story today. Oh, look at this. This is a huge crowd of people blocking the road. Excuse me, sir. Yes. Can I help you? Yes. There's a huge crowd of people blocking the road. You can't even go through the road here. There's a huge crowd of people. Yes. It's a little bit hard to say. It's something you don't like to really talk about, but the deceased person lying in the road. Deceased person. What seems to be the trouble? I said it's a deceased person. Yeah, I know. So give him some medicine. He's deceased. Yeah, I heard you deceased. But you give him some medicine, he'll get better maybe. Deceased. Yes, and what is this sickness? Nobody knows the cause of it yet. He's still lying in the road. Well, maybe someone find out the cause and give some medicine and he can be revived. Are we lacking communication here? Is that I just told you there's a deceased person lying in the road. Everybody's crowded around. Nobody knows who it is. But then what's the sickness? Sickness. I know. I see where the lack of communication is coming from. You are listening to the word deceased, and you are taking it in as diseased. Not diseased. Deceased is a dead person lying in the road. Oh, a dead person lying in the road. Well, maybe someone should wake him up. I told you he's dead, for crying out loud. Yeah, I've never seen a dead person before. Oh, but look at this crowd. Oh, I don't think it's impossible to see him. Well, I think the only way you're going to see anyone up there in front of the crowd is to crawl through everybody's legs or something. Anyway. Have a nice day. Have a nice day. How can I have a nice day? There's a diseased person, and now they tell me he's already dead. Let's see. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. Sorry. Sorry. Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. Oh, hello. Hi there. He doesn't look so good. Of course, he doesn't look so good. He's deceased. Huh? The problem is we don't know who he is. He had nothing on him, nothing to identify him. So where he's from, where he lives, who his family might be, we have no way of finding who might take him away for us. That could be a problem, yes. I'm the community leader around here, and so I've been asking people to look at this gentleman, one at a time. Maybe someone knows him. Maybe somebody could identify him. Maybe somebody could alert his family now since you've pushed your way to the front, sir. Maybe you'd like to take a look at him. To take a look at him. See, yes. See if I can identify. All right. I'll take a look. Really doesn't look so good, does he? No, doesn't look so good. He's dead, huh? Look at that face. His face looks terrible, huh? His face looks so bad you'd almost think it were a pair of feet. You're looking at his feet, for crying out loud. Over this way is the face. Yeah, I guess that's why it looked like a pair of feet, right? 10 toes. All right, his face here has like oh, sir, does this mean you know him? Yes, I know him. That's Kumagoro. That's my best friend, Kumagoro. How could this have happened to you? We've been best friends all our lives. We were always going to be together. We said that, didn't we? Say we were going to be. I mean, we were born, we were apart, and now when we're dead, we're apart. But for the rest of it, it sounds like you're apart the whole time. Yes. But during our lives, that's Kumagoro. Looks so terrible. It looked so good just a while ago. All right, well, this is a big relief. I mean, it's not a relief at all under the circumstances. Your best friend has died, and I'm very sorry for your loss, but we would like to ask you to notify his parents or his brothers, sisters, wife, family, children, anyone you can. No, Kumagoro. He's completely alone in the world. No parents, and never got married, and no children, and no brothers and sisters. Completely alone. Is that so? Well, then we would like to ask you, then, as his best friend, to take him away, if you might. Me take him? No. I know the kind of thing you're trying to get at here. I take him away and you're going to accuse me of kidnapping. Nobody's going to accuse you of kidnapping a person who's already deceased. No. I mean, my best friend, but, I think it is Kumagoro, so I think He should take responsibility. Take responsibility. Yes, he should take responsibility. I think he should take himself away. Yeah. I'll go notify the man himself. I'll go notify Kumagoro that he's dead. He's going to be surprised. Whoa. 1 second. Kumagoro is here. He's dead. How are you going to notify the dead person of the fact of his deceasedness? Yes. He'll be very surprised. He'll be shocked himself. That is the first time that he's ever died, so he might not realize it yet himself. Oh, wait a minute. How can a person who is dead be notified of the fact that they're dead and not realize it just because it's the first time that they are dead? Yeah, that's just kind of guy he is. Wait. What you're saying doesn't make any sense. Nah, it doesn't make any sense. Really doesn't make any sense, He looked so good this morning when I was with him. This morning. This morning. Wait a minute. This could not be Kumagoro then. Could not be Kumagoro. It's Kumagoro. The face is Kumagoro. No, sir. You must be mistaken. This body has actually been lying here since late last night, so it cannot be your friend. Yes, it still could be my friend. Wait a minute. You said you saw Kumagoro this morning. Yes. He's been lying here since late last night. Yes. That's the kind of guy he is. All right. I think we have a little bit of a problem here in communication. Kumagoro was with you this morning, and Kumagoro has been lying here since last night. How could that be? There's only one way to find out, You ask the man himself. I'll go knock on his door now, and I'll find out for you. Whoa. Strange people all around the town, very strange man. Anyway, next person, please take a look. Please see if you know and you can identify this person. Kumagoro! Wake up! Where are you? Kumagoro! I'm bad news! Kumagoro! Wait. Ki-chan, what are you doing? Oh, Kumagoro, what are you doing over there, next door? Well, this is where I live. What are you talking about? Well, that's where you live. Huh? Then whose door was I knocking at? That's your door. Come here. Come on. You're not going to believe this. Yeah. I think you should sit down. Sit down. I am sitting down. I think you really need to calm down. Calm down. I am calmed down. What's wrong? Come on. I have some terrible news. Terrible news. Terrible news. How do I put this to you delicately? Kumagoro, my dear friend. It seems as though you're dead. Dead? I'm not dead. I'm alive. I'm right here in front of you, talking to you. Yes, that's what I thought too. But you're dead. You're actually dead. How could I be dead when here I am alive? Because it's the first time you've died. You do not realize it yet. What? How can you be talking such nonsense? No, Kumagoro, I just saw you lying in the street just down the road here. You see? Even from here, you can hear the big crowd talking. They're crowded around your dead body, looking at you. They're saying, oh, poor Kumagoro. Oh, poor Kumagoro. I told them that you were Kumagoro, and I told them I'd come and get you and let you know. What are you talking about? How could you be informing a dead person of his deadness and then asking him to come and see him and identify his own body? Yes. Sounds like a difficult situation. Very complicated. But there you are, in the street, over there. Come on. Ki-chan, stop talking nonsense. I'm not talking nonsense. I can prove it to you. What were you doing last night? What was I doing last night? Well, we went to Dotonbori in downtown Osaka. I was drinking with the guys. I'm drinking with my best friends. Except you. You weren't there with us. Only thing about last night that wasn't the funnest night I've had in a long time is the fact that you weren't there, Ki-chan. If you had been there, it would have been fun. We were drinking, doing hashigo, the Japanese hashigo, the ladder going from bar to bar, hopping, drink after drink. I would say that the last two places I started to feel a little bit dizzy, and then just as I was walking home, I have to confess that I don't remember the last part. Sometimes how you could stop remembering how you got home. Kumagoro, that's it. That's it. That's it. You were walking home and you fell down, and there you died, and you just don't know it yet. That's exactly the spot where you are lying at this very moment. Really? So I'm dead? Could it be true? Kumagoro, I think it's true. That could explain why I don't feel very well this morning. Yes, Kumagoro, that's why. Yes, that's why. Come. They're looking for someone to identify the body, and then you have to take it away. They need someone to take. You can't leave a dead body in the street. A deceased person. I thought it was a diseased person, but then they said deceased person. So I thought I just give him some medicine. I thought I could give you some medicine and you revive, but it's deceased. It's very deceased. Can't leave a deceased body. So let's go. Let's go together, Kumagoro, and you have to be sure to tell them, thank them for their trouble, and give them a proper greeting. Out of the way here. I brought Kumagoro himself, the dead man himself. He's right here behind me. Here, the dead man himself. Right, turn away. There's the guy who's going to bring Kumagoro himself to identify his own dead body. All right. Oh, who is it? This person here. All right, very good. Have a look, sir. Now, this cannot be your own dead body, right? Please identify the body as yours or not yours. As yours or not yours. I mean, clearly not yours, but have a look. Yeah, drinking last night and then I fell over. Maybe in this very spot. Look at this dead body's face. Looks like a pair of feet. That's a pair of feet. You guys really are best friends, aren't you? The face, it's up there. Sorry. I was looking at the feet. Let's see here. Poor man. So you realize that it is not you, so we can clear this one up. It's me. There is no question about it. This is me lying here. And I didn't even know I was dead. Must be because it's the first time I've ever died. I didn't even know it. So sorry to trouble you all, folks. I didn't mean to die here. Oh, wait a minute. Well, this story is getting weirder and weirder as it progresses. You're saying that this is you. How could that happen? Well, you're saying that this is you. How could it be you? That's what I would like to know. But, I guess these things happen. If I knew I was going to die, I would have had a shave so I could present myself as more clean shaven lying here in the street. What are you talking about, huh? You are clean shaven. No, look at me, huh? On a beard and a mustache. I knew I didn't feel right this morning. Wait a minute. Excuse me, sir. What do you make of this? A man identifying his own body, as dead? The man alive in front of us talking and identifying his own body as the deceased person. So Kumagoro is saying that Kumagoro's... What do you think of that? Well, it is a rare case. But if the person himself, if this Kumagoro says that this is Kumagoro, that he says it is he himself that is here lying dead, then it must be true. Must be true. Have I been taken to another world or something? Gone, taken from this life too quickly. Oh, I can't believe it. Let me give you a little bit of a hug here, Kumagoro. Kumagoro. If I had known that this is going to be the case, I would have had a lot more fun in the last few days. Kumagoro. This is getting stranger and stranger, huh? Kumagoro is hugging Kumagoro. Huh? Dead man hugging the dead man? Live man? Who's alive? Who's dead? Are we going to get to the bottom of this? But there's one thing that I just don't understand. If this is me, if this is Kumagoro, if this person I'm hugging here is me, then who am I?
Used to be the Osaka soul food. They love it as much today in Japan as they did back then. Nothing's changed except the change that if you had some change, you could score a bowl of udon only 16 yen. 16 yen. That's a price for the people. 16 yen. That's a price anyone could afford, really. 16 yen. Except for some people that really couldn't afford it. And that's what our story's about today. A couple of guys who tried to save 1 yen. One succeeded, one not so much. Udon man, put the food on man. The noodle addiction is my disorder. Oh, right away, sir, coming up, sir. Right away, sir, I am happy to take your order. Beautiful night and the stars are bright. There's no better time for a bowl of noodles. Chapsticks clean, I hope you're quick, cause I hate to wait, cause the waiting's brutal. Oh, here you go, sir. Fast, wow, that was fast and so efficient. That's why your stall is here and I'm also very well positioned. The name of your shop is auspicious. Ceramic bowl you serve is pristine. Your fish cakes are firm and delicious. Thank you, udon man, and now I will pay you. I only have change. Could you hold out your hand? Here you go, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. What time is it now? 11, sir. 11 o'clock. 12. 13.
Okay, guys. Hope you enjoyed that story. That one was suggested by Leho-san. Did Leho-san join us on time? She made a crack at the show the other day, and it was a good joke about this story. So I thought, maybe we'll try this story out. Again, a little bit improvised there. It was completely improvised. I've never done that story before, but I think there's a few more jokes in there, but we'll see. So I am Katsura Sunshine, and this is the Midnight Show as I'm close to the mic. Let's see if I can get a little bit more light on me here. So I'll start our Uchiage here. Let me adjust my camera. Here we go. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Let's see. Now we'll go through comments in order here. Jonathan-san, hello. Sadly, UK Prime Minister put a further lockdown on the UK until at least April. So no walking around Tokyo yet. We've been in lockdown since March last year. That's interesting. Does that mean you can't go to an airport? So even if Japan issues you a visa later on and you're able legally to fly into Japan, does that mean the UK would prevent you from leaving your place and go to an airport? Is that how that works? Until April. Jeez, they're really... Okay. Ohayou gozaimasu. So we got all these. Let's see where... Laura and Lewis in the house. I had a very strange dream about you, Lewis. Like a couple hours ago when I woke up. It was one of those, like, you know, when you're going to be late for class or you're going to late for work, or one of those, like, just trying to run. I was with you and we were riding on a plane outside, like, to leave Japan. And we left it to like 15 minutes before the plane was supposed to leave, and then we were running. And it's funny, we were running. It was just you and I we were running. And then I dashed ahead of you, I thought. And then I realized that I was going to make the flight, but maybe you wouldn't. So I thought you were behind me. So I was calling. I was like, Lewis, where are you? We can still make it. And in the process of calling you, you passed by me, I guess. And then you did the exact same thing. You're like, Sunshine, what are you doing? We're going to miss our flight. And you called me, and then we ran, and we made the flight, and then I woke up. Oh, really weird dream. I'm not sure what it means. But here I was about to do a story about a couple of friends like this, and then we have this interaction. So I don't know. Maybe there's something there. Maybe I was worried about how the story would go. Or interesting. But it was very vividly you, Lewis. That's very strange. I think it's the first time I've ever dreamt about you. Vanzelar in New Jersey in the house. Very nice. Great attendance today too. Holy smokes, over 30 people. We're back in business, babies. Happy New Year. Eyebrow still missing, really? That must be lighting. Oh, is that why? Looks like you have a black eye. Oh. Yeah, it does actually. Wonder what that is. What would I have rubbed? I would have maybe rubbed something. Now, I do have one kimono. It's not this one. That the denim is still new, so blue rubs off. So I might have rubbed my eye. I certainly didn't get hit. Anyway, nothing to do with rough New Year's. Carl Felix. Happy New Year. Thank you so much. Violet Skydiver-san, how did you like your first Rakugo? Don't know if that would be a recommendation for your first story ever, but anyway, it's kind of a cute story. I like it. It's very classic. A lot of people do that story. It's a very classic story. Tidfell, sorry a bit late. Fell asleep. No problem at all. How was everyone? Dennis Boller, fine. So you guys are the European contingent here. Forgot it was Saturday. No problem. Better than Kumagoro. Yeah. Dennis, I was sitting in front of the notebook 1 hour ago waiting for the show to start. I forgot that the New York Times is now 6 hours behind Germany and now 5 hours. Well, see, I made that mistake when I was in New York. I did the show an hour early. Just when the time change happened. I forgot that New York and Toronto and like the States and everything has I forgot that we change times and that we don't do that in Japan. So yeah, I screwed up the same thing. No problem. Leo-san, I hope you caught the story. I started right into the story. Kumagoro is late. Sokotsu Nagaya. Yes. This one was for you, Leo-san. The late Kumagoro. Venzela. Oh, God. This guy. Okay, good. Yeah? What part of the story is this? Haha, I've actually done that with knocking my own door. Okay, very drunk, but done it. Yeah, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Some of the things they're saying are crazy. By the way, guys, I got wine going today. Leftover wine from yesterday, so I'm not letting this go because this is my favorite wine, Primitivo. It's a really nice Primitivo. I just found. A friend brought it to my place, and this is wonderful. Oh, it's the day after. Well, it's only been a few hours, and this was still in the bottle. Very rare for me to leave so much wine behind after a night, but it was that was the second bottle. Ichigo Mego-san. Akemashite mono gozaimasu. Kawasaki kikite. Kawasaki kikite. Mayuka. Mayuka-san. Hello. Natsukashi. Eric and Raphael is one of these Kumagoros from a different universe. Haha. Hiro-chan, thank you very much. Now remember, I'm improvising these stories, so I think that one has more jokes deserving. There's more jokes in there. Kind of improvised that story. It was fun to improvise the story. So I did watch a couple versions before I performed it today. So, like last week, I improvised it from a memory of the story 10 years ago, and I got a lot wrong. I liked my version last week, but then I wanted to see how close I could get without actually watching it. This time, I watched a couple versions, improvised it there. There's some wordplay in there, like deceased, and there's a joke on ikitaore, which is kind of he was going and he fell down, and that means dead in a kind of euphemistic way. But the Ki-chan, the kind of stupid guy says, well, they're both kind of dumb, but the stupid guy says, he says, just wake him up. He says, no. He was going and he fell. It means he's dead. He's like, wow. Ikitaore, kairi taore. Like, what do you say when he's coming home and he falls? Like, I never thought of that. There's some jokes in there. So the solution there was deceased and diseased. That's a pretty nice. It's a pretty close and pretty nice coincidence that we have a pun that's close to there. Like you can play on that. Just give him some medicine. What's his sickness? You can actually play with that even more, I think. But there's places. I think that story can be tightened up. So I'll do it again in a couple weeks. Okay, guys. We'll see. Oh God, this is quite the pair. Yeah, exactly. Who am I? Exactly. Cheers. Okay. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you, Violet Skydiver-san. Lewis, sort of like Katsu Sunshine, wishing Katsu Sunshine Happy New Year. Oh, okay, now. I wonder if Ria-san is listening. So, those of you who are listening a couple days ago, hey, Lewis, did you watch the show after then? Because you weren't able to be part of it, right? So, okay, that's cool. Thank you. So, let me put the earphones on because I can figure out our mic situation.
Udon used to be the
Sorry, false alarm. Press my button there. Just want to make sure I'm not talking too loud for the mic. No, it looks good. So it's so much better to be hearing yourself here because then I don't feel like I have to shout towards you guys, and you don't have to if you've got the earphones on. So what Lewis is referring to there, that's a lot of background noise. Jeez. A lot of room noise. I live in front of a highway, and that's why you get that background noise. Oh, Primitivo. Nothing like Primitivo at 11:30 in the morning. So, what Luz is referring to there is that I was doing the New Year's show on Thursday night, so Friday morning here in Tokyo, Thursday night New York time, and Katsura Sunshine wished me Happy New Year. So it feels like I got hacked or something. Like that's because I didn't type Happy New Year in my Facebook account to be broadcast on my program. So this is really, really weird. So we figured it out. But I did say it was my public account, not my private account. And I did say like, okay, there are a few other people who would have that password and who were controlling it, because when I was doing the show in London and when I was doing the show in New York, there were other people also who were helping me with social media. So they would be posting for me, especially like advertisements and that kind of thing. So, and also controlling like, use that to control the payments of Facebook advertising and that kind of thing. So it wasn't possible. It wasn't necessarily a hack, but also out of those people, I didn't think there was anybody kind of silly enough to be using my account to wish me Happy New Year with my account. I thought there was nobody silly enough to be doing that. It turns out there is somebody silly enough to be doing that. It's Ria Crowley, Ria-san, who is a beautiful lady and my producer in London. She realized right away, as soon as she posted, that she had logged into my Facebook account to watch the show instead of her own Facebook account. And then as soon as she posted it came out in my name, she panicked and erased it. But the thing is, once it's up on my system here, it doesn't get erased from my software, Ecamm Live. So I posted it. I'm like, what's this? It became a big issue. She was like panicking. Oh no, it looks like I'm a hacker. Hilarious. That is very typical Ria Crowley, ladies and gentlemen. It was hilarious. Did Ria just send me a message there? Nope, that's someone else. Okay. Very typical Ria. But she sent me a very panicked message. Now, she didn't want to send it publicly, so she sends her apologies. I don't know why she didn't just make it public, because I think that's hilarious. Sorry, I logged into your account. I mean, it's not hacking. She was controlling the media in London. She was controlling the account. He has access to all my accounts, so there's nothing untoward, guys. Didn't have to change my password. turned out A-okay. But it was kind of a hilarious. I tell you, there's some stories about. I'm going to do a Ria-san Rakugo at some point because she is a hilarious lady. But that's that. It's all good. Don't think Ria's in London now, so it's pretty late. I mean, she might not be watching today. I wonder what Kumagoro means. Haha. Bear something. Yeah. And I'm not sure what Goro means. We don't have Emi Sensei today. She's in Japan, so maybe she's not able to watch at this hour, as she would be in New York. Anybody? Do you know Kumagoro? Kuma is bear, yeah. And Goro is a common male name ending. I don't know. I think there must be dust in my studio here, guys, because I don't have a cold, nothing, but I keep getting kind of sniffles when I perform in my studio. I think I'm gonna get an air purifier for the studio. His studio is a mess. Now, right now, Oh, what's this? What's this? Oh, that's the computer here. You guys, it looks good to you guys, I think, right? But it looks good within the camera range. But I have 2 apartments worth of stuff here because I closed my apartment in New York, and then so there's 2 apartments worth of stuff now in this apartment. I spent all day yesterday and the day before trying to go through stuff, throw out stuff that wasn't needed, whatever didn't spark joy or whatever. Everything sparks joy for me though. It's pretty tough call for me. And so kind of as one way to get the, I mean, you guys know this technique, to get the living room area and my bedroom area somewhat organized. I temporarily put a lot of stuff in the studio. So outside of the camera range is just like boxes here. And I'm going to have to go through all that too, but I wanted to, it feels a lot better if you can get at least a couple rooms like looking pretty good, then at least it makes you feel better about life. Now I got to get the, you know, once I'm performing, I mean, it doesn't even matter how messy this place is as long as the camera looks good. Studio's looking pretty good, I have to admit. And this wine is fantastic. Jeez. Can't even leave the house unless going, only shops open. Can't even leave the house unless going, only shops open, which is good ones. Okay, that's a bit of a strange sentence, but I think I know what you mean. Janet Omae-san! Hello, Happy New Year. Can't wait to see you. Yeah, I'm back in Tokyo. It was 2.5 months, almost 3 months, but I'm back. Speaking of wine, I'm going to bring you this Primitivo next time. Jeanette introduced me to what was my favorite wine for a long time, South African wine. There's one winery had 2 different wines. Oh, they're amazing. You could pick up at National Azabu, which is the it's a supermarket, but it's a really, really nice supermarket. Very expensive. A lot of stuff is too expensive, but it has all kinds of stuff that foreigners would want. It's not a Japanese-oriented supermarket. It's a foreigner-oriented supermarket. So there's a lot of incredible stuff that you might not get in a Japanese supermarket as well. Some of it's worth paying for. The what's that Italian bacon? Pancetta. Louis, you'll have to correct me again because pancetta. It's off the charts. But they sold this wine, this South African wine. You know, I don't know, Jeanette, if you've tried to buy it there, but it's gone. They're not stocking it anymore. It's a real disappointment because I don't think it's a huge winery, so it's not like you can find it somewhere in Japan. I don't know. Maybe you can find it online. I might try to look it up. That wine was off the charts. Not too expensive either, and just so good. It's a real kind of heavy, luscious wine. Both of them won a lot of awards too, but unfortunately, it's not there. But let me return the favor by bringing you this Primitivo. This is, you can get it at Enoteca. I'll show you the bottle later. Show you guys the bottle later. Yeah. Sorry about this. Okay. I don't know why my nose gets stuffed. Really sorry about that, guys. Kuma is bear. In an anime or 2 I watched, Kumagoro was used as a name for teddy bears. I wonder if it means teddy bear. Yeah, it might. Goro is a very common ending for, just a standard ending for men's names. And I think that has a kind of an older tinge to it. I don't think people are naming their children something Goro these days, but I could be wrong. That's the craziest dream. Yeah, Louis, but it was very clearly you. It's so weird, eh? Like, I often have dreams, and I think, like, oh, this person that I'm talking to in my dream is kind of a combination of this person and that person, and it's a bit fuzzy. But this time is very clearly you. And when I woke up, like, it's not a dream I forgot. Like, the whole thing is still very, very vivid in my mind. Yeah, weird, eh? Yeah, kind of nice. There's nothing bad about it. We were panicking a bit, but it wasn't even. We were kind of having fun. It was like we were joking around. I was like, okay, we missed the flight. We'll just have to be in Japan a day longer, right? Like, this wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't like a big panicky dream, but we were kind of running. I thought, wow, I'm in a lot better shape than I thought I was. And then realized that I wasn't when I woke up. By the way, we have what we'll call the eyebrow effect again. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to put Dharma back. Dharma was here, but then I wanted to put the kind of, I was making my living room nice yesterday and trying to get a nice decor. I got like a few of my New York Times articles blown up, and I got my master's picture and my master's picture with me when he gave me my name, and I'll show you around the living room next time. Anyway, I decided to put Dharma there to see how he'd look, and then I forgot to bring him back. Sorry about that, guys. We can bring Dharma back. Dharma still has the Christmas decorations. Sorry, I forgot to take those down, guys. The eyebrow effect. Happy New Year! Yeah, I can't wait to see you. Once this Corona stuff is a little bit calmer. A little bit. They're saying it's getting worse. It's a bad trend right now in Tokyo. I mean, the numbers are nowhere near UK and US, but the trend is not good. I have to admit, I'm in Tokyo. I've been defending Tokyo for a long time, but right now, it's kind of the daily average has increased over 1,000, like 1,300 to 1,500, and it's kind of the most they've ever had. So even though they've been able to keep it down for so long, I think I got a feeling because we have the vaccine out now and people see the light at the end of the tunnel, people are getting a little bit lax about it. So Tokyo's still very, very safe, I think, unless this trend continues. The other thing is, I'm not sure how many people are getting tested in Tokyo, so it might be a bit more than we think in terms of that. Now, of course, doesn't mean that everybody's getting tested in New York, but one of the things that I was saying, like the reason there are so many cases, the reason there's so many cases in the U.S. because testing is so extensive. There is a small element of truth to that. It's just once you start like doing a ton of testing, you're going to find more cases, obviously. Now, to what extent? And then the number of people who have died of it here in Tokyo and in Japan is so low, and that's not something that that's not something that'd be tougher to hide, or that'd be a tougher number to be fudging. I don't want to say fudging, but you know what I mean. Like that's a very telling number that even though you may have cases here, it's so small. There are people that pass away from the disease. Touch wood. UK tiers 1 to 4 for different parts of UK. 4 is for places with the most cases, and UK is now all in 4. Yeah, it's a shame. And they even opened the West End and stuff. The lady makes it look like a black eye. I think, it is a bit. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. That's this one. I don't know. I could have rubbed it. It does look a bit weird. Yes. Hiro-chan, because this is my first time, makes me laugh. What, first time dying? Yeah. It's his first time to ever die. He must not realize it. Sean Struck-san, Happy New Year. Have you been approached to do Downtown no Gaki no Tsukai ya Arahende? If not, would you? You'd make a great cameo for the New Year special. I have not, and I have no interest. To be quite honest, I have no interest in those variety shows. I've appeared on them, and I don't do well on them. I don't know. I don't have a thing going with those kinds of like back and forth and improvisation and that. Unfortunately, I mean, obviously, if I could be part of those shows, there'd be a lot more. I'd have a much bigger name in Japan at the moment. I think as a comedian, as an artist, like you just got to figure what you're built for and what you're not. And I'm just sorry. Well, I'll just for those of you who don't know that, it's a really famous. They call them variety shows in Japan, and two of the most famous comedians are the hosts. Downtown is the name. That's their kombi name, or the name of their comedy team. Incredible, and of course, like it's a great show. I mean, watch it. I laugh. Now, have I been invited to go on it? No. Could I get myself on it? Maybe. I'm part of Yoshimoto, And if I begged my manager to like push for me to be on it in one way or another, he might be able to talk to the management that's involved in that show and might be able to get me on. They might, if he put them, I mean, there's like 2,000 comedians in Yoshimoto, so if you just put something in a producer's mind, they might bring me on, but I don't think I'd do well on it. I don't think my humor is not on that level in a lot of ways, and it's not a good bad comparison. I mean, they're geniuses, they're comic geniuses that are on it, but it's just a very specific variety show way of talking, of reacting, of preparing your stories. The other thing is, you go on one of those, and if you don't do so hot, like, then they don't really want you back. I don't know. I've tried it. I've tried the variety show thing. I've been on the Hinadan, which is the kind of what's a Hinadan? It's the kind of raked seating, the stands seating, where they have all the comedians and stuff on some of the shows, and I don't know. Never do well on them. Never do well on them, unfortunately. So I'm going to stick to Rakugo and maybe podcasting. And the other thing is, TV is starting to get... TV is not the future. Like, internet is the future, even though, what do we have? Well, there's 42 people watching. Holy smokes. That's amazing. That's the biggest number of people watching this year. That's awesome. So, not a massive following yet on YouTube, but we have yet to apply our full efforts into the YouTube situation. I think YouTube is massive because YouTube is, you're the producer, you're the writer, you're the director, you're the editor, you're the performer. You do all of that, and nobody can stop you from doing anything you want. I just lost 2 people as soon as I said that. So yeah, I mean, great suggestion, Sean, but I don't think I would refuse, but I wouldn't be happy about it. I'm not dying to get on TV. As I say, part of Yoshimoto, I could probably push for some TV spots. I would love to do, what I'd love to do? I'll tell you this, where I fit. I would do an educational program on NHK or NHK World. NHK will be fine. Like, let's learn English with kids with sunshine, or so, for kids with sunshine, right? That I would do. And that kind of program is surprisingly good for your career, because if you have kids watching you, like, they are the Rakugo fans of 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So it's a great investment, but then also the parents are watching with the kids. It's great exposure, but it's something, that's the kind of show that I could really sink my teeth into. And so if NHK wanted me to do a show like that, or a show like I've done before, Exploring Japan with Sunshine, would totally do that. I'm going to do that on my YouTube channel as well. As soon as COVID ends, I'm going to do some Exploring Japan segments as well here. But if I was invited to be on TV, that's where I'd go. If it was an educational, cultural kind of thing, then I think I could be the kind of funny guy on those kinds of shows. When I go up against those really premier Japanese comedians, that's a whole other league, and it's a different way of just thinking. And that's just, like, for me so far, I don't want to say like I can't do it, because I think you can train yourself to excel in those skills as well. I just haven't concentrated on that. I think it could be done, but that's not my priority, right? Maybe you were punched by Katsuro Sunshine, but then who are you? There we go. Leho-san, they're stealing your jokes. Denim Kimono from Jotaro Saito. Wow, I am so happy. Wait, Dennis Bowler-san, are you still listening? I am so excited that you just compared this kimono to Jotaro Saito, because no, this is Katsuro Sunshine. I started my own kimono fashion line just last month. I made my first denim kimono about 3 years ago, but we officially went on sale last month. We're making them like crazy. I had to order for 1 day before yesterday, and I ordered for 5 last week, so they're going. But Jotaro Sato, for those of you who don't know, is huge. He dressed Lady Gaga when she came to Japan, and he does denim kimonos too. His stuff is awesome. I actually I think his denim kimonos leave a little bit to be desired. They're a little bit boring for me. But his other kimonos, his like fashion kimonos, his runway kimonos are off the charts incredible. Like this guy is a genius. So to be compared to him, holy smokes. But thank you so much. If anybody's interested in the Cuts of Sunshine denim kimono, it's kimonodenim.com, I think is the easiest. I got a few sites like sunshinedenimkimono.com, or the shorter one to just plug in is kimonodenim.com, KIMONODENIM.com. Take a look at the website. If anybody would like to order, you just send me an email. Everything's order made. They're numbered and imprinted with your name. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Improving, pretty popular so far. Thanks to you guys. Yesterday, I had a strange dream about returning to my childhood, and then another dream about telling my family about the first dream. Wow. Violet Sky Diverson. That's pretty interesting. Yeah. Isn't that weird how that happens? And then you have a dream about telling someone about your dream? And it's like, whoa. Obviously, your psyche had a bunch of stuff to go through there. Oh, this Primitivo, guys, I can't tell you. I'm going to make myself a hot dog after the show. Agree about lighting loose. Okay, so maybe it's lighting. I mean, the eyebrow, I think, is lighting. Because when I look myself in the mirror, I have two eyebrows. Okay? I checked that last time. For Jason. Hello. Violet Skydivers, joined a lot. Thank you. Okay, great. Thank you. Tune in. Same time every week. You're very, very welcome. And we got kind of a community going here. Down to 36 now. So how did we hit 42 people there? That's pretty... Hello, sup. Jonathan, coming to Japan, I have to test 72 hours before boarding a plane. Can't leave the UK till we're in tier 1 or 2. Right. Okay, my friend. Look, just hang in there. This will all blow over eventually. Best be safe. Yeah, Japan will be here when this is all over. Multitasking, watching Canada, Chechnya, I think, right? World Junior game. Canada leading 3-0 with 2 minutes left. Nice. Thank you for the update. Crown Royal Reserve. Oh, you're killing me. Lewis, we got to drink some whiskey next time, eh? Nicely done. Crown Royal. That's one I don't have very often. Ruth Kimil-san. Sunshine, Sashimi. Shinne, arimashite, omadete gozaimasu. Happy New Year. Thank you so much. Jonathan-san, be nice if Japan's back to normal when I come. Then I can see your show. Yeah, that would be awesome. Hopefully, the once a month show will start in February. Although at this point, they're starting to want to calm things down here. I think Tokyo is headed towards a light lockdown before it gets any better, because the numbers are rising, and they're actually a lot. Well, 1 second. Auntie Joe wrote something. Czech Republic. Oh, okay. Sorry, Czech Republic. Gotcha. Cheers, Auntie Joe. The numbers are higher than when I came back last time. It was Golden Week, so in end of March, April, and they went into lockdown. And a light lockdown, but it was lockdown. Like, please, they just say, please don't go out, and most people don't. I mean, it's pretty amazing here. They don't have to ask twice in Japan. It's good. Leo-san, yeah, ikidaore is funny joke, but difficult in English. Yeah, I'm going to try to think about that one a little more. Disease and decease, I think there's more humor you could have with that than I did this time. And in which case, you're kind of replacing it with an equivalent mistake. Because ikidaore, like at first he's like, okay, well, if he fell down. Because taoreru can mean die, can mean pass out. But taoreru could also just mean like fall over. It's just like faint, just feel a bit dizzy and fall over. Could also be taoreru, I think. So they're playing with like the mistake there, that the possible meanings, right? If I'm not incorrect, right, Leho-san? Canada wins 3-0 onto the semifinals. Nicely done. Okay, that was Czech Republic, right? I watched the show after. For the record, I did not hack your account. No, I didn't think you did. And I wouldn't mind if you did. Anyway. Yeah, Canada Juniors. Nicely done. Okay. And we got... holy smokes, we're up to 44 now. Why? What is this? What is this? Like a lot of people are kind of tuning in and then realizing, no, this is not my cup of tea. Is that it? It's 47. Holy smokes, are we gonna hit 50? Like we barely ever hit 50. Okay, guys, whoever's watching right now, don't leave until we hit 50. Okay, we're at 47 right now. Let's try to hit 50. What the heck? Can you just even if you don't watch, anybody like maybe just try to turn the show on another device or something. That's cheating. Maybe Kin-chan's IQ is so low because the time Jugima goes to get a guy hit him on the head when they were kids. Yeah. A very, very distinct possibility. Down to 45. Guys! YouTube wouldn't let me fit the whole name. Too long. Hilarious. Still amazing. We're in the 40s. This is pretty good. Fake Sunshine. That was the reason you performed Sokotsu Nagaya today. Yeah. No, it's your comment. I told you. It was your comment that inspired me to do it, but you weren't there when I said so. Thank you so much, Leo-san. As I told you in our line interaction, you are a genius. Deshi, fun. Yes, exactly. She was Kumagoro. Yeah. So the account hack mixer. Oh, okay, now I know where we're at with the comments. Very good. Account hack mixer solved says for update. Ria-san is not watching today. I wish she was watching right now because it's pretty funny. British humor. Goro. Okay, good. Goro is a fifth man. So that last row is man, eh? Because that's used a lot too. Taro and Goro. Okay. Go is that. I forgot. Okay, cheers. Do you prosecute ours? We have feather down duets for I get very sniffly when I change the sheets. I do. Apparently, when I was a kid, I was told I had a dust allergy. I don't know. I don't buy it. Certainly no severe allergy. But I think it's just this setup collects a lot of dust. I got a feeling because leaving them fine. Yeah, maybe stuffing in the wall coverings. I just think it collects dust. To be honest, I think it's dust. Have you 0%? Oh, I thought we had that comment already. Okay. Watching the Canadian flag being raised. Sunshine in the foreground on the laptop. Hockey and Canadian flag in the background on the big screen. Awesome. Priceless. Thank you so much. That's kind of fun. Okay, now, for some reason I'm here. We got some repeated comments. Marie Kondo, does it spark joy? Exactly. Kondo Marie. Is that the Primitivo di Manduria from Louis Jadot? Great wine. I know we used to get LCBO. No, but I'll bring it out. I'll bring out the bottle because I know there's a few of you who like wine. Just wait 2 seconds, if you don't mind. Throw on some Dharma, maybe. Okay, so this is the wine here, guys. I'll put it maybe is it better on this side? This is the wine here. Let me get my headphone back on. 1 sec. So Primitivo, I mean that's a type of grape. So there's a ton of wineries that I think it's Puglia is the area that is the source of Primitivo. Do you guys see this? Here, maybe I'll bring it up here to the camera. There we go, and put it in the light. Torquicoda Primitivo Salento. This is 2017 for what it's worth. So I love Primitivo generally, and so I drink a lot of them, and obviously some are better than others. So this is one that a friend brought to my place, and it's really, really good. It's really, really good, and it's around $35 a bottle. So it's not the cheapest one. It's like 3,500 yen. So maybe $30 a bottle. American or $40 a bottle. Actually, when you say that in Canadian, it sounds expensive. It doesn't feel that expensive in Japanese yen. And it's not that. So it's not. You're not in your. Because you can get a Primitivo for like 1,600 yen, even at National Zabu, which tends to be an expensive place, but on their less expensive side. Now I drank that one after this one, and it was completely different. So this one is definitely worth the price. Although, you don't want to dust one of these off every day because it's a little bit much. But it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful wine. So even within the Primitivo or the Zinfandel, which is the same grape, but it's what you'd call it in California. Even within there, there's obviously a huge range. But you just got to find the ones you like, stick to it. In many cases, Goro has 4 older brothers or sisters. Kuma means a strong man like a bear. Okay, gotcha. So it's the 5th son or 5th child. And so then they put the 5 in the name. That is so cool. Josh, I love those deep, dark Italian reds. Me too. Oh my God. My favorite is Brunello di Montalcino. Highly recommended if you can find it at your store in Tokyo. I will look for that. Jeez, love it. Right, it was a popular name in the old days. Okay, cheers. I'm right on that one. Can only go to food shop that should have been as their only ones open. So if not going for food, people have to stay at home. If not going for food, people have to stay at home. Okay. That's kind of like the quarantine here in Japan too. You are allowed to actually go food shopping, but they say. Good question here. Violet Skydiver son, how much of Rakugo is improvised? I've seen a few versions of the Zoo story where some of the small details are different between videos, and I was wondering how much of it is improvised. Usually the story is not improvised at all, or very, very little of the story. Now, my show here that I'm doing every week at this time, I'm doing a different story every week. So I obviously ran out of my prepared stories a long time ago. And so I've decided to improvise them as a kind of, for fun. See how good I could get the story without writing a script. Just know the story and go and do it. And I think it's fun for everyone to watch that. And it's a great skill to be developing because it's kind of, you got to really think on your feet and hopefully come up with some fun lines and keep in character and all that. So for me, I would never try that in Japanese as my second language because that would be super difficult. But in English, it kind of works. And I actually discover humor in the story that I would not necessarily discover if I was writing the script and just translating it. So ordinarily what I do if I was going to perform the show on Broadway is I would actually get a script down. But now having improvised it here and then putting a script down, it's actually a real plus for me. And everyone seems to enjoy it. Now, that is not a typical thing to do. Usually what you would do to do a story, you would need to choose the master you want to learn it from or the senior you want to learn it from and do their script. And then memorize it and do it their way and then do it in front of them and you get their pointers. And when you get their permission to do it, then you can do it. Then you have permission to change it. So the reason you saw so many versions of the Zoo is because there are a lot of versions out there, but they're not improvised. They're different scripts from different masters that have slightly different jokes. So you'll notice the story is quite similar. The base of the story is usually quite similar with the same story, but a lot of the details and the humor you're going to get and a few of sometimes even characters is going to change. But that's not because it's improvised. That's because you have different traditions of the same story. And everybody, it's like jazz musicians. We're all using the same pool of stories. Just like jazz musicians are using the same pool of, what do you call it? Like classic songs. What do you call them? Like the standards or whatever, right? Lewis, U.S. COVID positivity rate is currently 11%, so definitely not too much testing. Probably too little, yeah. Well, no, I'm not saying there's too much testing, but they're finding a lot because there's testing. But that's just sheer numbers, so you're right. Geez, 11%. So 1 out of 10 people walking down the street have COVID. Jesus. That is nuts. But, they might get the herd immunity by just catching it, by just everybody catching it before they even get the vaccine out at this rate. It's crazy. Are there many people in Japan who say they won't take the vaccine, or is that more of a Western problem? I haven't really talked to anybody about vaccines yet in Japan, so I have no idea. I have no clue. Next time you and I get together, which will probably be in New York City, we'll have to go for a jog in Ventral Park. Did you mean Central Park, or is that a joke? Oh, Central Park, okay. I thought there was a pun in there because you're Lewis. I had to suspect a pun before I suspected a spelling mistake. Sean Struck, fair enough. There was a pen pal in Japan that knew you from an appearance on something that wasn't exactly a variety show years ago. Yeah. I mean, I've been on TV. Yeah, I'm happy to go on TV. But like I say, you kind of got to choose your shows. I mean, it's just, if they invite me, I'll do whatever I'm invited for, but I'll be happier with some things than others. And that, as famous as that show is, it's like, you go up there, like, is it gonna do you that much good? You go up there and you do like a kind of, I don't want to say half-assed. Like, of course, I'd try my best, but just to go up there and not be that funny, then, like, does it do anything for your brand? Does it do anything for you? Does it make people say, oh, I got to see his Rakugo now? No, not really. So, you know what I mean? What about the show The Guy in a Moo and Chika-chan? Are they that kind of show? I have no idea which show you're talking about. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't watch TV at all. NHK World was how me and my boyfriend first found you. The Ukiyo-ya series, I think. Okay, yeah. See, now that was a show and a lot of people found me from that. Thank you so much. That was a show I was massively, massively happy to do. But they made the show around me, which was incredible. I mean, it's the first time the series was made that was meant for me. That was built around me, and I helped write it. I wrote the English scripts for that. It was an incredible opportunity, and I hope to have something like that again someday. And I'll do something like that to the best of my ability on YouTube. I'll do that, and then, I think things that you do well on YouTube get picked up for Netflix, or get picked up for NHK. It's that world now. I mean, I think it's a mobile, it's an upwardly or horizontally mobile world now in the media in that way. So the best way to audition is just to do it and make people see how good it could be. So I'm going to do that. I want to do that in the new year. I definitely want to pay attention to that, especially now that we have a lot of time because we can't be on stage so much. So that's one big opportunity, I think. So thank you so much, Sean. Sunshine Rakugo on YouTube is amazing. Keep up the great job. Thank you so much. Cheers. So it sounds like you want to be the Mr. Rogers of Rakugo. Well, Rakugo is very clean, right? So yeah, Mr. Rogers. Yeah, I could do Mr. Rogers. No problem. Christine, Kubo-san, exploring Japan with sunshine is a great idea. You would bring a fresh perspective that people would really enjoy. Thank you very much. So do I hear volunteer to be the writer on the show here, Christine? Christine, those of you who don't know, is a great and very, very prolific nonfiction writer. Fiction as well, definitely nonfiction. And she was kind enough to include an interview with me in her new book about Rakugo. Is that out yet, Christine? Anyway, I've been following your social media since then, and man, do you write a lot. Holy smokes. I'm really, really impressed. It is really your kimono fashion line. Wow, I really thought it's Jotaro design. I really like it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate the comparison. I think like to get to his level of design, I mean, that's going to take years. On the other hand, I already think my denim kimonos are nicer. I don't think he puts a ton of effort into his denim kimonos. I don't think that's his main thing, personally. Now, who knows? Jotaro-san might be watching and saying, who's this Canadian talking crap about me? I'm not saying anything. The guy's incredible. He's on a different level. But I've seen his denim kimonos in his shop in Ginza and tried them on. And I was like, yeah, it's nice, but you could be doing more with this. You could be more with this. There's more to be done. Konnichiwa, Mr. Yu. Mint Kitten-san, Happy New Year. Long time no see. Out of curiosity, is your January 4th show still on? No, it's not. So you might have not been around when I told everyone that show is canceled due to COVID restrictions. So hopefully February 3rd, we start every month on the 3rd. Hope you can perform in Vancouver again. Thank you, Daniel Morozlisk. I am dying to go back to Vancouver. Man, Vancouver audiences were off the charts great. Whoa, it was amazing. Daniel, thank you so much. You're awesome. Thank you. Emi, Bippin-san Sensei, were you late joining the show? Holy smokes, what's going on? Chisato Yoshida, Happy New Year. Thank you very much. Shisho, I wonder if you could remind me of the proper name of the 2 stories you told. I decided to start making a list of Rakugo stories I have heard you tell. Yeah, sure. Which stories are those? Oh, okay. Next message, right? Next message. It was the one with the yucky food with the fancy name. And the ghost story with the broken plates. Okay, the one with the food is probably Chiritotechin. And if someone wants to write that down for Josh, that would be great. And the ghost story with the broken plates is Sarayashiki. Sarayashiki. Now, Chiritotechin, with the one with the rotten tofu, I think there's a different name if you get the Tokyo version. I think it's named Sudofu or something like that. So sometimes the name of the story is different between Tokyo and Osaka, or Edo and Kamigata. But that's that. Now I think they're both Sarayashiki. Zinfandel is made with the Primitivo grape. Right you are. That's why I love them both. Do you usually perform at a specific local theater, or do you go through Japan to wherever there's an audience? There are dedicated Yosei theaters, which are the traditional theaters that look the same look as they were like a couple hundred years ago, where sometimes perform, and then go where you're invited. So sometimes it's a more regular theater. Sometimes it could be a community hall. Sometimes it could be a school theater, that kind of thing. Just go wherever you're invited. Sometimes it could be at a company. Some companies, some big corporations have a dedicated theater for presentations, that kind of thing. So those can be quite nice. So yeah, Rakugo is sometimes a restaurant bar, that kind of thing. They arrange it into a little theater. Done that before too. Yeah, it's pretty pliable. So yeah, all over the place. Publia, exactly right. Wow, that one looks very fancy. I wish I could be drinking that tonight, but I'm not touching a drop until I write my entrance exam in 2 weeks. Good luck with the exam. Is that law school again? I forgot. Sorry. When I'm in Japan, I always lose track of the New York schedule. Miss the Rakugo part. Emi sensei. Shikari-se. Man, I'm loving this wine, and I've got one more hot dog left. Gourmet hot dog, guys. Like, I make a sauce that's off the charts. I put 2 kinds of cheese on, like toast the buns. Looking forward to it. I did a 48-hour fast up until yesterday, so I feel good about eating today. Emi sensei, yeah, rewind and watch later. Sokotsu Nagaya today. Wish NHK would rerun your shows. Need some comedy on TV. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Neil, Happy New Year. Hope to see you soon. Yeah, fantastic. Cool. Dave Ronan, nice backdrop. Thank you so much. Yeah, it took me a long time to put this together, but yeah, it's looking pretty good right now, eh? I put now my lantern is a bit high today. I put it on it was a bit low before. I put it on a higher kind of platform, and now it's a bit higher. So I have to adjust that. It'll look a little bit better next week. But anyway, I'm sitting down. I'm not kneeling. So this all comes down when I'm sitting. It's because I can get really close to the mic and do the midnight show with sunshine. You hear me breathe, eh? Violet Skydiver, do you know any good books that have all the famous Rakugo stories in them? You know what? I have to say, I may write a book like that at some point. But Rakugo is not meant to be read. So, and some of the books that have been written, there are a few good books, there are a few really good books about Rakugo. And it sounds like Christine Okubo's book about Rakugo that's coming out is going to be really, really good. She did a lot of interviews with Rakugo storytellers. And there are a couple others. There was Lori Braun wrote a book about Rakugo quite recently, maybe in the last 10 years. And she actually did a kind of apprenticeship. She did a study apprenticeship. So she was actually in there with the master for a year or two. And her stuff about Shugyo, which is the apprenticeship, is bang on. It's a really, really good book. It goes a bit on the academic side because she had to have like an academic angle to it. I can't remember what it was, but it's not like, so it's not just factual, which I would prefer more popular stuff, just to be just like tell us facts and the interesting tidbits and anecdotes, which there's a lot of that too. But then there's a bit of an angle. I think she has to analyze it in the context of Japanese society or something like that. It's the kind of thing you have to do to get credit for as a professor, which I'm not crazy about, but the book itself, like what she said about Rakugo, I can't find fault with anything. She really nailed it on the head. Now, there was nothing about Osaka Rakugo in there, so there's stuff that still could be said. Now, actual books with translation of stories, be careful because there's people that have published, and you can get them on Amazon, like 5 Rakugo stories, 10 Rakugo stories, that kind of thing. And I have not seen a good one yet. I don't want to criticize fellow writers, but you'll get people who are like, okay, yeah, I've lived in Japan a while, and I speak some Japanese, and I've written some things about other stuff, and then well, nobody's translated Rakugo, so maybe I'll do it. Here's an opening. That's the kind of feeling you get from it, and you can just see from the introduction that the way they describe Rakugo is just wrong. It's just wrong. There's misconceptions, and then they try to be all clever with the translation. And the whole tone of it, like you would never perform the story that way, but then it also doesn't make very good reading, and it ends up not even being an accurate portrayal of the story. So no, I would suggest if you want to know about Rakugo, tune in to this show every week, because I'm doing it. I'm doing a new story every week. Now I'm improvising them, so I can't say they're completely accurate translations either. But I think I do keep to the spirit of it. Now, I wouldn't mind doing a book like that. I got to really take a look. I wouldn't mind doing a book that has Katsura Sunshine's Rakugo to be performed, his scripts. So then they become, this is not a translation of original Rakugo, but these are the scripts that I used on Broadway, right? So this is what I consider good enough to be used on Broadway. So, and my aim when I do my translations is to be as close to a direct translation as possible, and then just change what I absolutely need to change. So I think they're actually pretty accurate translations, but they're also very much meant to make people laugh, to entertain, and in the spirit of Rakugo. However, I haven't written that book yet, so can I recommend a book that has a translation of stories? I would say no. I would say stay away from the ones that are there right now, unless there's ones that I don't know about yet. It's really weird. I hate to be a stickler about this. Like, he doesn't know what he's talking about, but it's just too. When something's done too cavalierly, it's like, come on, man. Like, just because nobody's translated these stories before doesn't mean because you can speak English that your translations are going to be right. Anyway, it's weird, Rakugo. It's a sensitive thing. There's I just discovered this guy on YouTube who's in New York. Can't remember his name. He's in New York. And he's not a Rakugo storyteller. I think he's an actor. In fact, I might have met the guy a couple times. And he's like, my aim is to go to do Rakugo in Carnegie Hall. It's going to take me 3 years, and I'm going to record my journey to Carnegie Hall, which is fine, which is great, and all the best to him. However, one thing I do object to is he says in English, he's a Japanese guy. His English is perfect. I think he's lived in New York. His English is great. It's fine, but he says, I'm a professional Rakugo-ka, a professional Rakugo storyteller. This is my job, Rakugo storytelling. He says that. Now, here's where I think you have to be a little bit careful, because to be a Rakugo storyteller, technically, you have to have done a 3-year apprenticeship under a master, received a name from that master, which attaches you to the Rakugo family, 3 or 4 year apprenticeship, depending if you're in Tokyo or whatever. You have to be part of one of the Rakugo associations, and there's 4 or 5 of them. There's the Rakugo Kyokai, Rakugo Geijutsu Kyokai, Tatekawa Ryu, and Rakuto, I think it's Rakuto or something like that. So those are the 4 in Tokyo, and then there's the Kamigata Rakugo Kyokai in Osaka. There's all these pretty widely accepted stipulations that are there before you can call yourself a professional Rakugo storyteller. Now, that doesn't speak to like how good you are or anything like that. That's the license. That's just what it is. That's the way it's been for 100 years or so, or whatever, however long these things became codified and solidified. Now, there are a couple of exceptions. There are some people that don't have to do as long an apprenticeship or as an intensive apprenticeship. If the master forgives that and still gives them a name and they're still part of the association, so you kind of nailed a few of them. That is the case with some television personalities. Very few do it, but there's a couple television personalities that have kind of slid in sideways. There are some people who have done the apprenticeship and gotten a name from a master, but they have quit all Rakugo associations for various reasons. There's a few people out there who are independent of any of the associations, but I don't think there's, if I say like doing an apprenticeship under a master, receiving a name, and being part of one of the Rakugo associations, I don't know if there's any widely considered professional Rakugo storyteller that has not got at least 2 of the 3 under their belt. And I'd say 99% of them have all 3 of those things, right? So to be an actor and then to try to do some Rakugo, just to do some Rakugo and say, well, I'm a professional Rakugo storyteller, that is, I think you should be very, very careful before saying that. That's not. It's not good. It's not good. And it's people in the Rakugo world here. When the people do that in Japan, and there's Japanese people who do that too. They might be outside of Osaka, Tokyo. They call themselves like the Inaka Rakugoka or whatever like that, right? And they give themselves this name that sounds like a Rakugo name and that kind of thing. Professional Rakugo storytellers just they don't like that. And professional Rakugo stories love it when people who are not professional do Rakugo. Love that. We love that. Like, study Rakugo. Do it. Give yourself a cool, like, Rakugo name. But don't go out there and claim to be a professional Rakugo storyteller. It's different. So they give you, because a lot of the Rakugo clubs, like in universities, they have the name. They give themselves names, like Rakugo kind of sounding names, something te, something. It's a lot of fun. It makes people feel part of that world. All of that is awesome, and it helps develop people's knowledge of Rakugo. And so there's just a fine line between doing that and saying I'm a professional Rakugo-ka. That's where we tend to get our backs up a bit and say, wait a minute. Like there's a lot that goes into that, and it's a bit unfair to be saying that now. I don't know why I went into a long speech about that, but was there a reason I went into that? But I did just discover that. I discovered that guy. So anyway, all the best for him getting to Carnegie Hall, but please be a bit careful. Are the Sunshine Chocolate Noodles you mentioned last year available on your website yet? Chocolate noodles? No. I got the Katsu Sunshine watch now available on the website and the kimonos. Noodles. Oh, you're talking about the guilty noodles. No, we haven't made those yet. That's Ria-san. Ria-san, Tanaka-san, and I have to get together and put together guilty noodles. Not available yet, but soon. Rilakumo-san! Hello! Omedetou gozaimasu. Thank you for joining. It's been crazy several weeks, but glad to be back up. Mint Kitten-san, thank you so much. Yeah. Law, haha, you remembered. Yeah, good luck with that, man. I'm going to need a lawyer at some point soon. I think that Edo documentary on YouTube with your Rakugo story line would make it very interesting. Yeah, Scott, that could be a great idea. I'd love to do that. Right now, Chinito Techin and Sarayashiki. That's for Josh. There you go. Thank you very much, Emi-sensei. Emi-sensei. When you get close to the mic, it is Sunshine After Dark. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sunshine After Dark. I love this mic. You know, this mic was $100. I bought 4 of them for podcasting, for interview podcasting. And I actually had bought a lot from the sound. It's called the Sound House in Tokyo, in Yokohama. I think in Yokohama or Chiba or something like that. So I had points. I think I got the 4 mics. I got the 4 mics for like $130 total because I had so many points because I bought a lot of sound equipment. And, I was going to buy 4. So I really wanted to get the one that's in like the Joe Rogan podcast. I forgot which one. I forgot what the brand name is and everything. It's the podcasting mic. It looks incredibly cool. Sounds awesome. But I was going to be prepared for 4 people in the studio. So far, we've only done it with 3 people. We had Emi-sensei and Marie-san in the studio. It could fit 4 people around this table. And so I wanted to have enough for 4 people. So, and this one, the good one, The really professional one, the Joe Rogan one, is it's about $400, which is not that bad for like the best podcasting mic out there. Kind of, $400 is not bad at all. But that would have been $1,200, and I wasn't sure how much podcasting. And lo and behold, months pass. I still haven't had 4 people here. But this one, this is Audio Technica, Japanese company. This one was written up like you wouldn't believe for $100. The sound of this mic, like leave it to the Japanese to make something incredible and inexpensive. And I have to tell you, like this mic sounds awesome. Like for $100, like holy smokes, really, really good. Now, can you tell the difference? Yes, but holy smokes. I'm pretty happy about this purchase. Yeah. Thank you so much, Emi Sensei, and you too, Sunshine Sama. Now I just need to remember the name of the one with the rickshaw driver who drives way too fast. That's Hantai Guruma. Emi Sensei, please write that down. Hantai Guruma. In Tokyo, in Edo, or Irachi Guruma, which is Irachi. Irachi is short-tempered or like just not nervous. I'm forgetting my English, but short-tempered and nervous is a combination of both. Irachi, just who gets angry quickly, and Kuruma is the car, and Hantai Guruma is the opposite cars or something like that. So slightly different name. Anyway, why don't you go with the Osaka names, and then I'll be right on the money with them all. I'll try to give you both when I have them. Rakugo books on Amazon. Anything to make a buck. Yeah, really. Greg Mayumi Workel. Happy New Year. Congrats on the longest show ever. Really? What, this? 90 minutes? Is this the longest one? Anyway, it's gone longer than usual. Show you said you ran out of stories, but there's one official one you haven't done for us yet. Cough, cough. Shinigami. Yeah, actually, there's a couple of my master story which I haven't brought here yet. Shinigami, we'll do that soon. Do that by summer. Make next summer. Kind of how Shakespeare stories were never intended to be read as a book, instead to be used as a script for a play. Yes, Violet Skydiver. Exactly that. It's not really even meant to be read, but I can understand why you'd want a book just to bone up on the stories. Of course, you want a book on that. I just can't recommend the ones that exist. You're making it sound like Rakugo's a martial art like karate. Well, in the Japanese idea of shugyo or apprenticeship, it is actually very much like that. Now, in Tokyo, there are the levels. Now, you go through the levels by just putting in your time. So there's no skill involved in finishing the apprenticeship. There's no exam. There's nothing like that. But you do put in the time. Now, I will say, the 3 or 4 years you put into your apprenticeship completely changes your way of presenting Rakugo. Like I think it's pretty well impossible to do Rakugo in that text, in a Rakugo textured Rakugo kind of way without doing that apprenticeship, because there's just so much about the attitude towards your master and the Joge Kanke, which is the kind of hierarchical system, and just having people talk down to you, but to have people take care of you, having people teach you, all this stuff. That's like just to go in and say, okay, you're a good actor, so you can do Rakugo. I mean, that's just not the way it works. I have never seen it work. I've seen really good actors do good like performances as but doesn't feel like Rakugo. Now, I'm being a stickler. However, I mean, it's been that way for 100 years, and I think it makes a lot of sense. Man in the pub sees someone taking a centipede, buys it, takes home in a box. Next day, man taps on the box and says, "Come on, we're going to a pub." 10 minutes later, man comes in, says, "We're going to a pub." Centipede says, "I heard you the first time. I'm putting my shoes on." Ha! Like it. I'm going to use that. That's great. That's great. Completely unsolicited and unrelated joke, but I love it. I think your original Rakugo script Sunshines are the best idea. Thanks. Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe put something like that together. Thank you very much. Eric Rafael, if Rakugo's a martial art, would Sunshine be a denim blue belt? Yeah, I'm pretty low. Yeah, probably blue belt. Certainly not black belt. Now, martial means military, right? So, I mean, we're not killing anybody with our stories. Although, if people get we get a lot of laughs, I guess we can say we killed. So, maybe it is martial. This mic is great. Sounds like you're sitting in my living room. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Pretty good, eh? Like amazing technology, Japanese technology. You Prophet-san, good morning. Happy New Year. Watching from Japan. Fantastic. Thank you. Hantai Guruma and perhaps Irachi Guruma. Maybe I spelled those right. The only thing is that with the Kuruma, which is the right spelling when it's on its own, when you put it with another word, it becomes Guruma G. Hantai Guruma. Irachi Guruma. And that's just what happens when you put words together. It's one of those things. I don't have the proper grammatical. Hiro-chan, in Japan, we can borrow some picture books of traditional rakugo for children. Yeah, my master, my shisho, has made picture books of his stories. And speaking of rakugo ka, who are amazing, not professional but amazing performers, Hiro-chan and her son are awesome at English rakugo. Which is very, very cool. And I've seen both of their work. They're awesome. Actually, Hiro-chan, there is one of my seniors. Now the name is not coming to me. One sec. It'll come to me. Katsura Fukumaru. One of my seniors, different Katsura family, but he's a great guy. He's a great performer, great guy. He was an amateur English rakugo performer when he was young, I think in university, and he's just I think he actually had a regular job for a while, and just loved English rakugo, and because it was a way to study English and a way to perform, and then loved English rakugo so much, he actually dropped his work, became an apprentice, and became an actual professional rakugo storyteller. So his entry into the rakugo world was English rakugo, even though he's Japanese, which is kind of a really cool. That's a kind of a cool way to get into it as well. Emi Sensei, one Hantai Furuma. I think that's Guruma. You got your F and your G wrong. Hantai Guruma. That's right. And then Irachi Guruma. Chana, Marcus-san, Violet, look into the stories of Sakuden, whose tales influenced rakugo. Yeah, Anrakuan, very good. Chana Marcus-san. Anrakuan Sakuden was a monk. And rakugo stories originated as monks' stories that they put into their sermons to make people laugh, because you fall asleep if you just tell them a sermon. It's a boring sermon. So they just add these stories. And Anrakuan Sakuden collected these stories, and that collection forms the basis for a lot of the traditional rakugo stories that we still do today. So that's a great reference there. Thank you so much. To Irachi Guruma, arigato. Thank you, Emi Sensei. Sunshine's a black belt. Yeah, nah. That's still got a long way to go. No. My favorite rakugo story you did on YouTube was hand soap story. Make me laugh uncontrollably. Scott, thank you so much. So that's actually part of the makura. So that's my own stuff. That's my own material. Yeah. But thank you so much. Yeah, hand soap did that the other day. That one usually kills. Kuruma's Kuruma, yeah. So that's really interesting too. So Emi Sensei's, this one on the left is car or wheel. And the one on the right is this thing on the left side of the car is a person. So this kuruma, it's a different kanji, and it's because a person is pulling the car, and so you put a person there. So it's the same word with a different kanji, which is really cool. I think I explained that right. Did I not, Emi Sensei? Violet Skydivers on. Do you always need to remind yourself of the stories before performance, or do you know a few of them by heart? I assume that if you're confident with one, it would be better to be safe than sorry. So I would say there's usually between 5 and 10 stories that I'm always doing. Like if I have a job or if I have my own show or something like that, there's 5 or 10 stories that I'm doing all the time, and I'd usually choose from one of those. So if it's in heavy rotation, then I don't have to remind myself at all. I mean, basically when I'm performing almost every day, it's no problem at all. When you do a story for the first time in a while, you might want to go over it a couple times on the day of. If it's been a really long time, then you might want to take it and iron it out the day before. When I was performing on Broadway, I was doing the same story for a whole month and then change stories. So after the first 2 or 3 times, then it's pretty solid, and then you're finding new things during the performance, but you're not really rehearsing it or anything like that. So it's kind of like that. Some people have more stories in heavy rotation, so they don't need to. Again, they could just like pull them out of a hat. I usually have about 5 to 10 that are really solid in my head. I could do them anytime. So yeah. So for a professional performance, you're gonna kind of pull from the ones that you've been doing recently, and then slowly add stories. Like you always want to be adding new stories. So then, when you add a new story, you want to make it part of your heavy rotation for a while, because the story is not perfect at the beginning. You want to do it at least, I'd say at least 20 times before you feel like it's like, okay, now I know where the laughs are, where the rhythm is, where the everything is. Yeah. So yeah, but great questions. Thank you so much. Dennis, maybe I'm overtired. How about a book with Rakugo short stories with 3-panel manga drawings? Yeah. I was talking to my friend Memi, who's an artist, and we were going to do some Rakugo manga at some point, so there should be something like that. I meant at libraries. Now, I have no idea what you're talking about here, because that is completely distanced from your previous comment. In Japan, we can borrow some picture books of traditional Rakugo for children. Borrow them from the libraries. Gotcha. Okay, 97 minutes and counting. Thank you for the entertainment. Yeah, well, look at you guys now, this show has no time limit. I just finish when the comments are finished, guys. So we've gone 90 minutes before. I guess this is kind of the longest show, but the longest show this year. Overtime. Hope you guys don't mind. Thanks for staying up. I mean, we still got 41 people watching, which is pretty incredible. Double overtime, yeah. Whew. In NFL, overtime follows sudden death, and we are back at Kumagoro. Hilarious. That's a good one. In hockey, we'd be in double overtime. That's right, because one period is 30 minutes. What was one period? 20 minutes, right? So 20 minutes a period, 3 periods per game, so usually an hour. So yeah, we'd be in double overtime. You're right. Violet Skydiver sign. If Rakugo is best not read, do you think it would work in an audiobook format? Although I'm not so sure how you keep the authentic character switching with no visual cues. No, audio is good. So in Japan, before everybody had a TV, Rakugo was one of the most popular things to listen to on the radio. So it actually does lend itself to voice. And that's why I am working with Spotify right now to do a Rakugo podcast. So audiobook, I don't know if you necessarily want it written down in a book. I mean, I guess you could have the book to follow along. But as a podcast, Rakugo would work great. I think it would work really, really good. And yeah, so look forward to that. I'll have an announcement maybe in the next month or two. I was not able to, I need to put together a kind of audition podcast, and I wasn't able to do that while I was in New York. I was stuck in New York. So I'm doing that. I'm going to be doing that within the next couple of weeks. I got the whole script written. It's going to be the zoo. You send it to my connections in Spotify in Japan. Hopefully they'll make a podcast, which would be awesome. So hopefully you guys can follow that one too. Angela Lancaster-san, Happy New Year. Scott Tappen-san, manga Rakugo storyline would be fantastic. Yeah. Also, there's an anime written by my friend, and it has been picked up by Paramount for distribution, and they are going to be doing it with Netflix, in cooperation with Netflix. It's gonna be developed over the next year. And Sunshine is a character, Rakugo storyteller by day, ninja by night. And depending on how big this gets, this could be my biggest opportunity yet, and it wouldn't even be me doing it. I've been helping him with English versions of different things, like the script and the plot summaries and presentation sheets for Paramount and that kind of thing. So I'm involved in his project, but I mean that's just like I'm not involved in the story at all. But he to thank me, he made me a character, which is awesome, guys. And apparently a really famous rapper who's already on board to do some of the music for this anime. Like, it could be huge. Like, in one season of his anime, I could get more famous than in 12 years of busting my butt as a Rakugo storyteller. Literally, this could be my biggest opportunity. So anyway, I'll look forward to more news on that. Just my luck, my character will get cut by Paramount saying, he's too unrealistic. The only one that's an actual real person. Manga. Okay, sorry, saw that. Eric and Rafaela. I should have said denim black belt. Yeah, no worry. Triple overtime starting now. Cheers, my friend. Why not? Why not? Leho-san. Very nice. Do you know the anime Showa Genroku Rakugo Shinju? Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome. I've been watching that. And I was thinking of doing some YouTube videos on that. Like Rakugo storyteller comments on Showa Genroku Rakugo Shinju, which I think would be kind of fun. They have a lot of those right now, right? A former mafia boss comments on the mafia movies, right? I don't know if it'd get a ton of views, but the Rakugo storyteller comments on Showa Genroku Rakugo Shinju, I think it'd be great. Now, that being said, it would be an interesting podcast. It would be a very interesting YouTube video series, because there are a lot of things in there that are like, oh, okay, here's what they're getting at. It's awesome. It is an awesome anime, and there are also performance. But when you get to the performance, it's not Rakugo storytellers performing Rakugo. It's anime voice actors performing Rakugo. So it would be very interesting to just talk about the difference. Like the anime, the voice actors who specialize in anime have a very specific way of talking, very specific cadence, all that. And it's definitely different than Rakugo. So, and I don't have any objection to them portraying Rakugo like that, because it is an anime. So that's, they're awesome. They are awesome, but it is different. And it'll be interesting to get into that as well. Oh, what will the anime be called? I will announce that when they've decided. Dennis, I'm looking forward to your comments on the Rakugo anime. Yeah, no, I think that'd be a lot of fun. Okay, guys, we've gone like an hour 44. I guess you guys are getting tired a little bit. So if we don't have any comments, going once, going twice, we will wrap it up with my last sip of Primitivo and say, if those of you who didn't join us on the New Year's Eve show, Happy New Year. All the best of 2021. It's got to be better than 2020. So let's keep positive and have a great year, guys. Glad you seem to enjoy the story today, and tune in next week. Probably Thursday and Saturday again at this time. Not sure what's going to happen with the Japanese show, but I will let you know. It's just I have work every night. I have business dinners. I'm busy selling kimonos as well as setting up shows and that kind of thing. So to do a show, nighttime Japan time is going to be difficult for me. So we'll have to figure it out, guys. Oh, great show. Thank you. Okay, last second comments. Josan-san, thank you. Josh-san, thank you. Sunshine-sama, see you next week. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much. Lewis. You still have wine left over. Show can't be over. All right. Until I finish my wine, I got to say cheers with something. Hey, I go as long as the comments go, guys. See you next Thursday. Oh, Violet Skydiver, giving me some great questions. Okay, well, maybe you're right. Maybe we'll go to the end of my wine here. Why not? Violet Skydivers, I discovered you as I recently finished watching an Rakugo anime called Joshiraku. The Rakugo element, sorry, I missed that. The Rakugo element isn't very strong as it's more of a theme, but nevertheless, very glad let me hear my chance. Okay, I don't know that one. I'd love to see that one. Cool. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the OT. Emu-san. Patch. Thank you. Emu-san, trying to get rid of me. Next show is Thursday nights. Yes, Emi-sensei. Next show is Thursday night, but not Japan time. I'm out. But looking forward to seeing you. Leo-san, looking forward to meeting you for the first time, maybe this year. Cheers, and thank you for the inspiration for today's story. What can I say? And it looks like it's final messages. So cheers, guys. Kampai. And see you next week.
Udon used to be the OC.